Next case on the docket is a single mother makes a decision about her 5-year-old son. Let's see the evidence in the case.
I made the decision to pull my son off the football team. So Davon is still in his stage where sometimes he cries. So I get that. I guess the coach was giving them water and the coach made a mistake and squirted water in his eye. I'm not really sure. I just know water was squirted in Davon's eye. And of course, just like a 5-year-old, he began to cry. And as the coach was walking him off the field, he goes, "Stop all that crying if I put you over there with the cheerleaders." And me, I'm instantly in defense mode, like you're a mom, like you gonna instantly like bug up. And I was like, "No, what did you say to him?" He immediately repeated what he said, and he was like, "It ain't no crying in football." And I asked him, I said, "Do you think that was appropriate for you to say to a 5-year-old child? You're not gonna mentally abuse my son. You're not gonna confuse him and make him think in his mind because I'm a little sensitive or because I cry, maybe I should be a girl."
Yeah.
So emotional at the time because, of course, like my child father is not here. This is Von's job. You know what I'm saying? His father would say, no way that man would have said that to him.
Yeah.
No way.
Okay, I've seen enough. All right, so a couple of things. First, this is another example of why fathers are needed in their kids' life, especially their sons. And I know a lot of women don't like to hear this, but I stand on it 100%. A woman can't raise no man. And I think this is one of them situations that highlights those moments. This is a man situation. First, let me rebut the last thing she said, that if his father was here, he wouldn't have said this. Yes, he would have. First of all, he probably wouldn't have had to say it because daddy would have stepped in and said it first. Stop crying. Why you out here crying? What you crying for? So daddy would have did that first. So you right. He wouldn't have said it to him because his daddy probably would have said it to him first. That's what a real daddy would have done. Now let's back this up a little bit. Now you upset at the fact that this coach cussed at your son. Your son playing football, man. He playing a sport where on the other side of the field, if he on offense, the defensive player, if he on defense, the offensive player. Either way, their job is to smash your son's back. To murk him. That is their job on the other side of the ball. So it takes a special kind of kid, a person to play football. You got to be wired different to be want to run into other humans at full speed. So there's certain things that coaches do to weed out those players that football just ain't for them. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Football just ain't for everybody. It's a very aggressive sport. It's a very physical sport, and everybody ain't cut to play it. We get that. We understand that. And if your son can't take being told not to cry, or he crying simply because water been squirted in his face, he might fall on the side of the line that football ain't for him. The second thing I think you're a little bit upset is the fact that he's crying and the coach you felt like the coach made it seem like the fact that he crying or he's a little sensitive that somehow it is a problem. It's a problem because first of all, a lot of women talk about real men do this and men. Well, one of the things that men have to do, you got to suck it up. You got to suck up a lot of stuff in life. You can't lead from the side or from the back crying somewhere. And ain't nobody saying you can't cry, but in the real men know, you only cry at the moments that make sense. That's what you do. You don't just cry to be crying because somebody sprayed water in your face. You cry because your daughter getting married. You cry maybe because the kid's going off to college. You cry maybe because a spouse passed away, but you don't cry simply because the coach sprayed water in your face. That's not one of them moments. You don't cry because life then got hard. He a young black male. Life gonna be hard for him to the day he die. So what you can't do is start making him believe that every time he cry, mama gonna come in and be Captain Save-A-Ho. It's just not happening. So let's not lay that foundation from the very jump. Because it's not gonna happen. He's not gonna always get saved when life get hard. Sometimes he just gotta push through and get the hell over it. It just is what it is. And then he's a young black male. The world don't give a damn about him. That's the reality of the world he been born in. So if somebody saying the F word to him hurts his feelings, or it's going to make you feel somehow he's disrespected, then guess what? You got a long road to hoe because boy, the world, when he walk out into the world when you ain't around, the middle finger on his forehead. So again, you're creating the type of man that a lot of y'all say y'all don't want to date or don't want to be with. That is what you're creating in your son. Then the last piece, and I've seen people comment on this piece of it in the video, is the fact that he said, go be with the cheerleaders, somehow indicate that cheerleaders can be soft. They are. Stop playing with us. Next case.